Assalamu alaikum. Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. All praise belong to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Lord of the world and heavens and everything in between, who provided us the opportunity to pray in Jama'ah at Masjid Al-Mumin. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Ya Allah, please accept our salah, forgive our sins, and Ya Allah, help us all to learn from the examples you have established for us in the Quran from many Anbiyas. So Alhamdulillah, we are covering Musa alayhi salam. Very popular and also most named prophet in Quran, Holy Book Quran. So Alhamdulillah, we're going to be talking about a very good lesson that Musa alayhi salam learned and asked help from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So throughout we've been talking that Musa alayhi salam was given the responsibility to rescue the tribes of Bani Israel from Pharaoh. Now here, today you and I, we sometimes also given many tasks by our employer, by our family members, by our parents. So how can we evaluate our strength and weakness and then ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help us so that we can successfully complete our tasks by the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we know that when Musa alayhi salam was asked by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to rescue the tribes of Bani Israel, he realized that he had a impairment or impediment in his tongue. He cannot articulate properly, and even though he tried his best, people will not be able to understand him. So that's when Musa alayhi salam, he asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help him to unknot the tongue. In other words, to give him the ability where he would be able to speak clearly and he would be able to articulate such a way so that the people would be able to understand him. So this is the verse number from Surah Taha. وَحْلُلْ عُقْدَةً مِّن لِسَانِي يَفْقَهُوا قَوْلِي. Musa alayhi salam asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and remove the knot from my tongue. In his childhood, he accidentally damaged his tongue, so he couldn't articulate or speak clearly so people could understand. And then he also asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala so that they may understand my speech. So today, when you and I go for a job interview, you know, the employers might ask, okay, how can you tell about your strength and weakness? So we are pretty good talking about our strength, but understanding our weakness also very important for us. If we know what's our weaknesses, then what we can do, we can work on it, and most importantly, we can ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help us so we can overcome the weakness we have. It could be a student taking an exam, he or she probably didn't master an area, that could be the weakness. It could be somebody never spoke in front of public, so his speech could be the weakness, that person is a little bit afraid of speaking in front of the public, so that person needs to practice it, and most importantly ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help so that the sources of all fear, remember it was, the story happened that in the heart, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala easing the burden on the person so that person can take all the challenges with patience and tawakkul to Allah, depending on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and pursue whatever the goals, whatever the objectives that person has in his or her life. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us all the ability so we learn how the Anbiyas conducted their behaviors, how the Anbiyas asked help from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so we can do the similar way to our day-to-day activities. Jazakallahu khairan for listening. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.